Don't worry about any noise you hear in the background of my call that will not be on the stream.
I haven't heard anybody at my board yet.
All right, we are a go in 3, 2, 1.
Well, the City of Westfield, Indiana Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order 5/27/2020. Staff, please call the roll to note the presence of quorum.
Randy Graham. Randy Graham.
Present.
Jim Ake.
Present.
Mayor Cook. Mayor's not with us today.
No, he's not.
Okay, we do have a quorum.
Next up is consideration of minutes from April 22nd, 2020. Having had time to review those minutes, are there any additions, corrections, or discussion?
I have none.
Hearing none, I will make a motion to, Randall Graham will make a motion to approve the minutes of April 22nd, 2020 as written.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake, to approve the minutes of April 22nd, 2020 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake.
Yes.
Randy Graham. Randy Graham.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0.
Next up is action item number 2. Stephen M., Linda L. Osborne, and City of Westfield right-of-way dedication for Emery Trace passing Blister north side of 186th Street.
Yeah, and a correction on that, it's actually the north side of 193rd Street, but the Emery Trace subdivision, new development going in on the southeast corner of 193rd and Casey Road. We require a passing blister to be constructed so that left turning vehicles into the subdivision can be bypassed by westbound traffic. This is a right-of-way dedication for that passing blister along the north side of 193rd Street.
And essentially, you all are accepting the dedication of this right-of-way.
Mr. Ake, do you have any questions or comments?
No, sir.
All right, hearing none, Randall Graham will make a motion to accept action item number 2. Stephen M. and Linda L. Osborne, City of Westfield right-of-way dedication for Emery Trace passing Blister, north side of 193rd Street.
Second.
I have a motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake to accept action item number 2 as written. Will you call the roll, please?
Randy Graham.
Yes.
Jim Ake.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. On to action item number 3. Cardno and City of Westfield, 161st and Union Street roundabout change order number 3.
This is for our 161st and Union roundabout project. This is for our environmental consultant, Cardno. They're doing the environmental document to follow the federal highway guidelines. This is a supplemental for $9,100 to essentially additional work that was not in their original scope. The main reason for this change order was to do some additional coordination with INDOT and U.S. Fish and Wildlife for Indiana bat endangered species guidelines, as well as some Section 4F de minimis findings for the park, our Liberty Park, that's on the southeast corner of that intersection. We had to do some additional coordination with Federal Highway to show that we were not negatively impacting our own park. It's one of those kind of red tape things that we had to work through because we were getting federal dollars for it, and it did require some additional work by Cardno. I'll point out that their original fee was much, much lower than we typically expect to see probably for this type of work for an environmental document. So we had a very favorable fee to start with, and this is a very I would say, a very fair price for the supplemental work involved. So I would request that you approve the $9,100 supplemental.
Thank you. Mr. Ake, any discussion?
No discussion. I move we approve Cardinal, City of Westfield, 161st Street and Union Streets roundabout change order number 3.
I will second that. Randall Graham seconds that. Have a motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Randall Graham to approve action item number 3 as written. Will you call the roll, please?
Mike,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. On to action item number 4, Midwest Paving and City of Westfield 2020 resurfacing contract for goods and services.
All bid documents have been reviewed. Midwest Paving was the lowest of 7 bids for our resurfacing project. They came in just under $2 million. Half of this contract will be paid for through the Community Crossings Matching Grant, which we received funds for earlier this year. So this is for consideration to approve the contract.
Okay.
I'll also point out on this.
Comments?
Also, I was going to point out on this that the price that we received on this bid was somewhere around $150,000 lower than our estimated amount. So we got a very competitive, very aggressive bid from the contractor, which again goes to the credit of Dustin Shu, who puts together a great program every year.
Hey, Dustin or John, did this end up on the council finance committee?
It will. So this will go back to council will go to council for final approval at the next council meeting.
Oh, all right.
Are you saying to get on the agenda for the upcoming
No, I'm just,
meeting?
I'll call you afterwards. As long as that's what's going on, that's fine, and we'll discuss offline.
Very good. They haven't clearly defined exactly the process, so we're getting the contract approval and we'll get final approval from council.
That was kind of my point.
Okay, very good. Yeah, call me when we're finished.
My only question, Jeremy, on this is this constitutes these were scheduled improvements and in the resurfacing, and that pretty much takes care of the city for the season.
Yeah, that's correct. Dustin does a really nice job with the asset management plan. He prioritizes and rates all of our roads twice a year using the PACER rating system. This will consume our available funds for resurfacing in 2020.
All right, thank you.
There is no further discussion. I will make a motion to approve action item number 4, Midwest Paving, City of Westfield 2020 resurfacing contract for goods and services.
I will second.
By Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake, to approve action item number 4. Will you call the roll, please?
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. On to action item number 5, Alt and Witzig Engineering and City of Westfield asphalt density testing and inspection services.
This is for an on-call services contract, not to exceed $10,000. We have a few of these contracts with other contractors. This one is specifically for density testing for the resurfacing project that will be taking place, so we can get third-party density testing during construction. So this is for your approval.
Okay, Mr. Ake, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions or comments. I move we approve action item number 5, Alton Witzig Engineering and City of Westfield asphalt density testing and inspection services.
Randall Graham seconds that. A motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Randall Graham to approve action item number 5 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. Moving on to action item number 6. GT Property Development, City of Westfield, RAF Credit Agreement, Grist Mill Crossing Tournament Trail.
So, as a result of this 032 overlay, the infrastructure adjacent to 32, the developments there are required to build the frontage roads. In this case, it is Tournament Trail between ditch and the limits of their project going west. I've got the exhibit up so you can see that. It's currently under development. The infrastructure is creditable based on statute and ordinance. This development itself will generate about 2.6 million in road impact fees throughout the life of the development, and they are requesting 1.872 million in credits to install the infrastructure that is required.
Mr. Rape, any questions or comments?
No questions, no comments.
All right, hearing none, I will make a motion to approve action item number 6, GT Property Development, City of Westfield, RAF Credit Agreement, Grist Mill Crossing Tournament Trail.
Second, sorry.
A motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake to approve action item number 6 as written. Staff, please call the roll.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. Moving on to action item number 7. Leslie Coating, City of Westfield, Quaker Park, proposal for pickleball court.
Yes, so out at Quaker Park, which is one of our most heavily utilized parks, we have an aging basketball court, as you can see here at the end of the parking lot. It is very underutilized, rarely used if at all. We are proposing for the fee of $29,000 that we are going to remove the court or remove the basketball goals and convert this into 3 pickleball courts. If you don't know, pickleball is a very quickly growing sport amongst all ages, but even most specifically the older age groups. It is basically a large outdoor ping pong game, for lack of a better term, but very popular. We think it'll be a great amenity. Will be paid for by park impact fees.
Jeremy,
Yep.
So you're including the total for the tall fencing around the court, right?
That is correct. So the $29,000 will recoat and seal the courts as well as add the fencing around the outside and windscreen.
Okay. And then maintenance of this is just normal. There's nothing special about this, no different than a basketball court. Is that correct? Going forward?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I move we approve action item number 7, Leslie Coatings and City of Westfield Quaker Park proposal for pickleball court.
Randall Graham will second that. I have a motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Randall Graham to approve action item number 7 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. Actually, staff, I think that's a good use. I think that'll be, I think they'll gain much more use than the prior basketball court. So,
Yeah, we agree.
Okay. Moving on to action item number Ackerson Family Farms LLC, Bordeaux Walk Developer LLC, and City of Westfield right-of-way dedication for Bordeaux Walk Passing Blister.
Similar to the Emery Trace dedication, this is a passing blister dedication on the west side of Ditch Road across from the Bordeaux Walk residential subdivision. It's same dimensions, same right of way, all that good stuff. It's the same situation. We're just accepting the right of way that they're dedicating to us to construct that passing blister.
Okay, Mr. Drake, any discussion?
I noticed there's a special warranty deed. Can you explain that?
This is the property owner that the developer purchased this right away from is the Ackerson family. I believe Mr. Ackerson is a land rights attorney. He may have had some additional documentation that he requested signed. I don't see it being any different. It just specifically states that the only purpose can be for the construction of the passing blister itself.
All right, very good. Thank you. I move we approve action item number 8, Atkinson Family Farms LLC, Bordeaux Walk Developer LLC, and City of Westfield right-of-way dedication for Bordeaux Walk passing blister.
Randall Graham will second that. I have a motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Randall Graham to approve action item number 8 as written. Will staff please call the roll?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. Moving on to action item number 9, Veteran Energy Delivery in City of Westfield East Street Project Reimbursement Agreement.
Yeah, so this is part of the East Street project that'll be letting in July. Whenever we have a utility relocation on a public project in which that utility sits in an easement that they own, which in this case, Vectren owns an easement along the south side of State Road 38, and they have a gas pipeline, a gas main in that easement. As part of that construction, with some storm sewer requirements and some additional widening, they're going to have to relocate that gas main. Because it's in an easement, they are reimbursable for that work. So as part of our project, we will reimburse them for the cost of relocating that gas main that was in their original easement. The total amount is $151. $100.51. And we have reviewed the cost estimate. We believe it's reasonable, and we would ask that you approve this reimbursement agreement.
Mr. Drake, any discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none, I will make a motion. Randall Graham will make a motion to approve action item number 9, Veteran Energy Delivery in City of Westfield East Street Project Reimbursement Agreement.
Jim Ake will second.
I have a motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake to approve action item number 9 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. On to action.
Street, and it crosses, it is also along Oak Road, crossing through that intersection. As I think most are aware, Westfield does have a roundabout project in the works for that intersection, 161st Street and Oak Road. We've been in discussion with Dukes for a couple years now about the potential of them acquiring some temporary easement, because they are proposing some pole relocation there, and which will help them accomplish their capacity upgrade goals, but it will effectively need to be relocated within 1 year once we start our roundabout project. So we had proposed to Duke them potentially acquiring some temporary easement until the city can acquire the roundabout necessary for our, or the right-of-way necessary for our roundabout project, but Duke says they cannot wait any longer, and they are proposing moving forward with their design, which is pretty well where the poles are relocated, not much farther from where they currently sit. So just so everyone's aware, they will need to relocate again in probably about a year.
And I'll add to that these poles are in the right of way when they are forced to relocate at a later date soon. That cost is theirs to bear. So in their business structure, they're not open to acquiring future easement and doing things once. They need to get the upgrade done, and they'll come back and deal with the relocation later, is specifically what they have stated to us.
All right, which makes no business sense, but it's their business. So just to be clear on the record, when they have to be relocated for the roundabout in about a year, it will be at Duke's expense and not the city of Westfield, correct?
That's
That
correct.
is correct.
I want to make sure I was crystal clear on that. Mr. Ake, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that, because that was my only question, so that satisfies me if the staff is satisfied.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So I move we approve action item number 10, encroachment application, Duke Energy along Oak Road from 161st Street to south of Cool Creek.
Randall Graham seconds that. I have a motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Randall Graham, to approve action item number 10 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Thank you. Action item number 11 has been tabled to be moved to a later meeting. We will move on to the consent agenda. Jeremy, is there any need for any discussion on this before we vote?
Only comment really is that these are all three pieces of equipment that are planned with the 2020 GEO bond that the council has approved. The funding for the GEO bond doesn't come in until later in the year, around October. Much like what we've done in the past, the council will consider a reimbursement agreement, which would allow me to utilize other funds, other approved funds, be it MBH or otherwise, to go ahead and move forward with the purchase of these pieces of equipment, and then those funds will later be reimbursed by the GEO bond when that is all closed out.
It's a typical situation we've done to similar things in the past.
Yeah, that's correct. Specific to the two Westfield, the Public Works pieces of equipment, we were planning on waiting and purchasing those later. Both of those pieces have since failed and are in need of extensive repairs. So we are proposing that we avoid the cost of repair in order to, and then go ahead and trade them in and get our new equipment earlier to offset some expense.
Okay. Mr. Ake, do you have any questions, comments on the consent agenda?
No, sir. It makes perfectly good sense.
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
I second that.
Motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake, to approve the consent agenda as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0.
Good. Do we have the fire chief on? Anybody from the fire department? Okay. Chief Rush, are you still there?
I am here. How's everybody doing?
Doing well, sir. How about you?
Doing good. I'll just keep the report as submitted, and that way we won't be bothering all those people that are in the room. But everything is good at the police department.
Good to hear that, sir. All right. Jeremy, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'll keep it pretty brief as well. Construction's going really well. We've had some weather delays. There's a lot of rain here this spring. Probably the most notable thing is that we are doing our opening of the bridge over State Road 32 on Friday. So we are looking forward to getting that project open and providing that safe crossing of 32. But other than that, it's business as usual.
What time are you opening it? Are you going to have a dedication?
10
I
a.m.
will 10 a.m. Yep.
Okay.
You are both welcome to join. It'll be a small gathering considering our current situation, but you're certainly welcome.
All right.
Yes, and All in attendance are encouraged to wear face masks and follow CDC guidelines.
Very good, very good.
I think I may have read an article or watched a video about that. There's been a lot of good informational videos coming out from the city. Good job on those, by the way, getting information out to citizens of Westfield. If there's no further business, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Randy, this is Joel. I have two things.
Okay.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm not. Can anybody hear me on this call?
Yeah, who's speaking?
Sorry to interject. I didn't see a section on the agenda for members of the public or other impacted agencies. My name's Al Sullivan. I'm with Duke Energy.
There is no place for that.
Okay. I was just listening in on the permit approval on item number 10. I didn't know if there was anybody who actually desired to have somebody from Duke make themselves available to discuss how our business practices worked so we could explain our situation here. But if there's no space for that on this agenda, I'll certainly step aside.
There is not on this agenda. Once we start gathering in the same group again, I would love to have a presentation on the agenda so you all can come and explain exactly that.
Fantastic.
Okay. We will,
is this Jeremy Lawler?
it is, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Jeremy, would I coordinate that through you?
Yep. Feel free to email me or Adam Essex. I think you guys are all in contact quite a bit, and then we will get you on the first live meeting agenda.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Chief Rush. You said you had a couple things to add.
Yeah, just two items. Being that I think this will happen before our next meeting, I just want to let you all know that Deb Clement will be retiring June 1st after 12 years of being on our department. And also Mike Seagrave has taken a job at IU Health as the Chief of Police, and he'll be leaving on June 13th. So if you see them, congratulate them. That's all I have.
Wow, Lieutenant Seagrave. Yeah, it's in my Colts camp. So I guess you guys will be missing him all the time. Does anybody have anything else?
Since Joel mentioned it, I have a retiree as well. So Gary Smith, our encroachment inspector, he's been with the city for 18 years. Most of that time has been doing encroachment and right-of-way inspection as well as some erosion control inspection. He has decided he's retiring as well, and he will depart on the 5th of June.
Okay. Yeah. Wish everyone a happy retirement, and Lieutenant Seagrave with his new opportunity, of course. Hope I run into him so I can tell him that.
Yeah, he's here till June 13th, so.
Okay. All right. Okay, last call on anything else. Any other comments from anyone? All right, then now I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Randall Graham to adjourn the meeting, seconded by Jim Ake. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
meeting is adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, Pat was asking about coming by and signing documents after the meeting today. Does anyone know anything about that?
She is here now, and you are welcome to come by, and we can get everything executed.
Okay, I can come by like right now because I have another 2 o'clock. I probably can just make it there so I can get back here. So I'm headed that way.
Okay, we'll be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hey there, Jonathan. Good. Hey, I just had a couple of questions regarding the Shamrock Boulevard and traffic and all that. We know that there's probably going to be some increase in